right. Well, welcome back to Silver Scream Queen, Season 2, Part 2.
Oh, my God.
We're back at it, babies. We, like everyone else, have been trying to survive a hellscape. So, we've been doing that so far, and we're back.
Yes, and this is just your healthy reminder to practice self-care whenever, wherever you need to. Maybe get to a safe place first.
Yeah. Also, masturbate a lot if you can.
Do that.
And cannot stress this enough.
Make that appointment, whatever it is. If it's therapy, if it's your doctor, if it's the fucking, make it. Call tomorrow
you have that.
and make the appointment. Do it.
Yes.
Also, when you go to the grocery store, get a little more than you need. Get a little more than, it's always better to have more than less. That's all I'm saying.
You'd rather have it.
I'd rather have it in the house.
I guess this is a good opener to our episode. So, if there is one piece of self-care advice you'd have for a rando, what would it be?
Oh,
good Lord.
I would say that's really hard. If I may go, I would probably say take a bath and turn your phone off every once in a while if you enjoy that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that just gets me. That's a good place for me to I lock the door, I take a bath, I turn my phone off sometimes, and I just lay there, and there's something very zen about it, and I try to do mindfulness stuff that I learned from my delightful therapist who I love.
Yeah.
And that's my advice. That's my advice.
That's good. I like that a lot. Fuck. It's tough because I want to give them tough love, but it's a rando, so I feel like I can't just be like, stop fucking lying to yourself about what self-care is. Because that's my problem. Because I'm like, oh, shopping is self-care, and I'm like, no, that's self-destruction. Self-care would be brushing your teeth right now. That's what self-care would be. And just saying no is an act of self-care, I think is a good one.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, that's probably it. What about you, Blayne?
For me, I think it's just take a break. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you think it's for fun or if it's work or if you're at an outing and you're actively participating in something. It's okay to just be like, I need to take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And just sit in the sun or sit in the shade, wherever the fuck you want to sit. Sit somewhere and just chill. Breathe, look at shit, take it all in, and then get back to what you were doing. I think it really turns everything around.
I think that's amazing, and I think that's especially valuable when more people are home, working from home. Well, some people. More than before, I guess. But it's that's been the nicest thing I think about working at home is like just being able to take a few minutes, make some food, not, you're just like, oh, I'm going to work through lunch. No, bitch, eat something.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, there's no excuse anymore when you're working from home to just not fucking go to your own goddamn fridge and just get something, anything.
But I do it a little bit too much, and then I'm like, why did I eat a pint of ice cream right now? It's like 9 a.m. But that's
no
fine.
Such thing as too much.
It was honestly, it was a good call. It was a good call.
Worth it.
Yeah.
It was a good call. But I am very excited to be here right now. I'm fully hard. Like my clit is like a stone in.
That's what I want. That's all I want.
Oh, I love the graphic.
Like a Zen rock garden, but like the one that you move around, like the little pitchfork.
This is getting graphic.
It's just one of those stones in there. So it's like
pitchfork.
Art.
I'm sorry, hold on. A pitchfork?
No, that little Zen garden.
Right.
Like a kidney, but
the sand that you like.
I believe it's a rake, but I like the idea that it would be a pitchfork.
I'm
sticking with it. I don't think that was a mistake. I like it.
I prefer pitchfork because I think it's more metal.
Yes.
Okay.
Like it's the more metal Zen garden. Yeah, I feel I'm sticking to it.
I like it a lot.
So Blayne, what have you got in store for us tonight?
Well, today, my lovelies, we are talking about horror baddies, as in bad guys, as my exes.
Yes.
So, a couple disclaimers before we move forward in this presentation. This will contain fewer slides because I will have more to say in each slide than is typical. because I have a lot of grievances with these people, and you're going to hear about them. And that is a quote from Seinfeld. And for those who don't know, Jerry
God.
Seinfeld is a comedian best known for his grooming and dating of a 17-year-old girl when he was in his late 30s. And if you would like to learn more, please Google.
Please to Google.
But yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to do some airing out of my closet and the skeletons within. So, are y'all ready?
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
The skeletons?
The skeleton.
Skeletons. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I told the girls before we started this episode that because my little cup does not make the proper clang sound, I downloaded an app that has a cheers sound, and it is as such.
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay.
That's
I do want to note that that also sounds like the ding ding before a wrestling
match.
or a boxing match. And I put this like monologue in my head, of course, because I live nowhere if not inside my head 100% of the time. And it goes as such. So ding ding in one corner. We have daddy issues. And in the other corner, we have a praise king. Let's see who wins.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Everything I ever. How can we make that the title of the episode?
This is amazing.
Do an anagram.
Oh my
I
God.
love you both so much.
Good.
So we're on the first slide. And on this slide is a disclaimer containing a lot of Jennifer's body gifs, because I am nothing if I am not a succubus wanting the blood of cis straight men. So the disclaimer says, to protect the men described in the coming slides, no names are revealed. I may be airing my dirty laundry, but I still know mercy. It should be noted that, with the exception of one ex that will not be identified as such, these men are not bad people, at least not egregiously so.
Awesome. I like
Oh
it.
my God. Yes.
I mean,
fuck
who among us does not have exes we'd like to fuck up?
Oh yeah. Watch 'em burn, baby.
Oh my gosh.
What?
So, the parameters of each autopsy of each ex will be as such. The pros will talk about what was good, what did we have in common. The cons will document red flags, grievances, and what the fuck moments. And there will be a fun fact within each ex, which is a little anecdote, not a doke, about this ex, for better or for worse.
Can I just say the level of excitement within my body is quadrupling.
Oh, get ready.
To know like all these things in detail. I mean, I know a lot of these things, but I want to know more. So yes.
We're gonna learn.
Tell me. Sorry. I apologize.
Ugh.
All right, first ex is Ghostface.
Yes.
The pros include that they are super sweet and loved to cook.
Ooh.
They could talk for hours on the phone about nothing. And the cons include they were super uber Republican and misogynistic.
Oh, no.
And they only wanted to talk about their feelings after sex, and I don't understand why some men are like this.
Yeah.
It's like they can only be happy after they've jizzed. Come on.
I know. It's like, well, and I always think about what's that fucking movie? There's Something About Mary.
Yes.
Where he is like, hey, you need to jerk off before you go on this date. And it's like, why? And it's like, so you don't have the baby batter in your brain. So that like, so you can like focus on emotional shit like they care about.
Honestly, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that way. Like,
I do jerk off a lot before I do things.
oh yeah, I get that. I also just don't have a whole lot of emotions, so we will work from there. Fun fact about this Ghostface ex of mine, he never took his shirt off during sex, and the relationship lasted less than a month.
Well, Damn.
So, I have so many questions.
Yes.
So, like, was it a topic of discussion that he didn't take off his shirt? Like, did he mention it, or was it just obvious that it wasn't going to happen?
Because it was an intimate moment, it was never discussed. So
Okay.
Wow.
intimacies were not discussed at all. We only talked about intimate subjects, aka his sister, after he has ejaculated.
No! He's just
Get
like
out.
jizzing, and then he's like, you know what that made me think of? My sister.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
He's like, I have a niece, and I'm like, I don't care.
Oh,
This-
nobody
I'm gonna
cares.
go eat some of that steak you made.
This just
Bye.
seems like the son of like a North Dakota Republican senator.
Oh, God.
You know, like his name is like John. Is like he has two first names. It's like John like John
Rambo? Were you
John-
gonna say
John
Rambo? Rambo.
Yes.
Please fucking tell me that's where we were going.
No, but I will change it to now be that John Rambo. Rambo.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, and one of my biggest memories from this person is that I posted a Times article on my Facebook while we were together, and one of his comments were like, yeah, this is great, unless you consider the fact that all Times writers are like liberal pieces of shit. And I was like, wait, what?
Good.
Hello?
Wow.
Fun.
So wait,
Yeah.
is that how you found out about his feelings on being an asshole?
It might have been. And then after we broke up, he immediately blocked me. Well, I broke up with him, and he was like, well, fuck you, and blocked me. And I was like, okay. Well,
Wait, you're telling me that the Republican who could only talk about his sister after coming was not emotionally mature.
Wait, yeah, and that couldn't talk about and like the talking okay, so the fact that we all three go to therapy, all of these things are so much more. I'm thinking about them so much more. Like, wow, you only talk about your feelings after sex, and you're not taking off your shirt. What the fuck happened to you?
Right.
Exactly.
Get the fuck.
Exactly. Well, and the fact that we are all three in therapy, and I know none of these men are in therapy.
No.
Like,
Right.
I can tell you without having checked up on them, no.
Right.
Yep.
They have
Yeah,
better
unless
things to
it's
do,
court mandated.
like buying a new sweater to wear during sex.
Oh my god, if he's wearing a sweater.
Sweaters?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he wore sweater.
No, that's
Ma'am,
so different
ma'am,
than shirts.
ma'am, in the words of
And-
Blayne. ma'am.
Right, and I'm topless, so like the friction of his sweater against my nipples, it
Nope.
chafed.
Okay, honestly, this is sort of like kind of like maybe it's like a weird fetish. Like, who knows?
No, I think the Venn diagram of staunchly Republican men in their 20s and men who wear their shirts during sex is a circle. I'm pretty sure that is one group that we're talking about.
You mean circle jerk?
Ah!
I don't know.
Out the gate.
That would mean other people would have to see their penis.
That's
I
true.
know. I remember he and I were in the same French class in college, and like
That
he
was
was
the most liberal he got.
right. That was the most liberal he got. Another thing he was very liberal about was his sandals, which were open-toed,
Yep.
Good.
and he was very adamant about wearing them. And I'm like, ooh,
he sounds
why
great.
were you inside me?
Good to just be able to say to people in general.
Right.
I feel
So,
like
Have either of you dated like a staunch Republican?
Yes. I was engaged to one.
Yes. Tell us all about it if you're
Yeah.
up for it.
Oh yeah, I mean I was raised very, very, very strict Christian culty. So like that was my pool of men. And I went to a town that had like a bring your tractor to school day. Yeah, we had the first day of hunting season as like a school holiday. So I'm not going to say that I had options. And also like you're young and you're dumb and you think like, oh, these are also my beliefs. This aligns correctly. And
Right.
then the moment that we both like got into college and met other people, we were like, oh no, we hate each other.
God.
Yeah, so the moment we were no longer long distance and then we realized that we kind of hated each other, we mutually broke up and we were just like, well, bye forever, I guess.
I really love that.
Yeah, I mean, his it's funny because I'm still friends with his family on Facebook, and they are like, I had to hide every single one of them because I had to hide them all back in 2016.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was just like, nope, I don't want to look at that ever. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
been there.
If I can do mine, I never talked to any of them enough to know. So that's pretty much where that's at.
I
Good
like
for
it.
you, Steph.
Honestly, I was just like, are we at the same place? Do we like the same things right now? Do we each think the other has a good piece of genital?
I thought you were just gonna say condom.
Well, that's
condom.
yeah, lots of problems, lots of questionable things were done in the early 2000,
Fair,
10s,
fair.
but let's just whatever.
Hey, we're on the other side. We're
You
on
know
the other
what?
side.
I'm not there anymore, and hopefully those people are not either. So, or I
Listen,
don't know.
regardless, I'm proud of us, all three of us. We
Yep.
did it.
Yeah, we fucking made it.
Republicans and taking names.
God,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
So, my next ex is Michael Myers. So the pros in dating him were that I knew him since childhood. He had a reputation of being silly and didn't take himself too seriously, which I value in a human. Who doesn't? You know?
I'm so glad we dated when you were young. It was great for me too.
So the cons were I dated this person in college when I was on the East Coast, and he lived on the West Coast and insisted on nightly calls at midnight, only to spend most of the call silent.
Whoa.
Good. I was hoping.
And I would just be like, so what did you eat today?
Oh, no.
And he's like, oh shit, I forgot to eat. I'm like, you should do that.
Don't do that, you dumb dummy.
Wow.
It's 3 a.m.
Also, you should hang up while you do that. So goodbye.
Go ahead.
How long were you together?
Oh, God, it's been more than a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, so the fun fact about this is we boned in my grandmother's house.
Yes.
And the sex sucked. He also kept his shirt on.
What?
Golden Girls was playing in the background.
That's
No.
crap. That's a
Call me a Blanche.
Oh my God.
I will always call you a Blanche, first of all.
But yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand why they keep their shirts on.
Like, were they me when I was like 11? Like,
like getting into a pool and it's like, no, don't look at me.
no, I'm dead serious. I like literally didn't take my shirt off at beaches till like I was like 17. I'm kidding.
Baby.
Maybe 15.
Honey girl.
I know. I was a dork knob.
You are still a dork knob, but you're very hot, very sensual.
I'm just a more lovable dork knob now.
Yes.
Only good thing. Okay, but continue, because I want to hear about this fucking shirt motherfucker.
Oh my God. So I worked with his mom at like my teen job.
What was the job?
So I worked at Rita's Italian Ice.
Yes.
Which is very popular on the East Coast. And yeah, so his mom was the manager, but I had also known her like growing up because she was involved in the PTO or PTA, whatever the fuck it's called. And so like she was always in my life, and like I remember one time in like 5th grade, I had a crush on this guy that I later fucked with his shirt on.
Sure.
And I called the house and I was like, "Hi, can I talk to this guy? Can I talk to Michael Myers, please?" And his mom was like, "Who's calling?" And I was like, "Oh, it doesn't matter." And she was like, no, who's calling?
Whoa.
And I just hung up.
That's so fucking weird.
Get out.
Right? Well,
That's
it
weird.
turns out that family is Republican too.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh.
the shirt. My theory tracks, man.
Yeah, shirt-wearing motherfuckers.
What is this? Are you dating the male cast of Downton Abbey? Like, what is happening?
Am I dating the KKK? I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh my God, yes. No, please don't.
Next time on Who Did I Fuck?
Let's go.
So his mom was also a hairdresser, and like at the time that we were dating, I had been dyeing my hair like box dye black for like months. And so I went into her and I was like, hey, can I have this lifted? And like as she's doing this, it was a several hours process.
Sure.
And she did not lift a whole lot because I don't think she's very good.
Yeah.
So like during this, she's like talking to her daughter who also worked with her, and was like something.
All this is weird.
It's a lot of emotional incest happening.
I feel like her name is Regina, and all she does is like really bad streaks.
Or Caroline. No.
Yeah, like
Tina. Meredith, maybe. Maybe
very
Meredith?
Close. Ooh. Very close. I will reveal off the call.
Yeah. Okay.
But at some point.
Why?
Oh my God, yes.
So at some point, I guess his sister had kids, so she brought them up, and the mom was like, "Oh, I love my grandbabies," and she looked at me in the mirror as she was doing it. She was like, "Just something to know."
What?
Boo.
And I was like, at this point, we hadn't even fucked. I was like, "Ma'am, your son hasn't even been inside me. I don't know what you want from me. I need to get to Rita's in like half an hour."
What is wrong with these people?
How old are you?
Yeah.
How old were you?
Oh gosh, I was 20, 21.
Yeah. Okay, come on.
Early 20s.
No. These people need to calm the hell down and get like a little bit of like a half a Xanax.
Well, and that's the thing. I think he mentioned one time there was like this thing in his family where everyone in his family was always pregnant and had a spouse by the time they were 21. Right. And I was like, I wouldn't advertise that.
Nope.
I also wouldn't proposition your future spouse with such a thing.
Yep.
It sounds like they're really this is like the fucking Texas Chainsaw family, honestly.
Yeah, right. Keep it to yourselfer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, the woman he dated directly after me was pregnant suspiciously close to when we had broken up. So they are happily still married to my knowledge, at least what social media says. And they have 2 children. Yeah.
One of them is definitely named Caden with a K.
Close.
Oh, God.
I dodged a bullet there.
This is more of like a celebration, honestly. This thing is like a celebration of that. Thank God these people were not good enough for you.
It's like that song, God Bless the Broken Road, but like
honestly,
it's us like fucking that shit up.
God bless the broken road that led me straight to witchcraft.
God bless the terrible dick.
God bless the sweater.
That he wore when he fucked me on the dog style on the weekends.
Anywho.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yes. Oh God.
Yes.
Hopefully
God.
Fingers.
Bless you both. So the next ex on my list is Freddy Krueger. The pros of which were that he was fun to hang out with. Great at one-liners. He was up for anything and anywhere. Yes. The cons included that I got the distinct feeling that he wasn't hetero and was trying to compensate for something. Also, he kept his nails a little too long.
Oh, that's okay.
No.
Fun fact.
That's an accident waiting to happen.
Right. Fun fact, this was the first person I was in a quote unquote relationship with, as in like we were Facebook official, in college. And after we did the dirty in my roommate's room, he gave me notes on the state of my vagina.
No.
What?
Get the fuck out of here.
Like
What do you
a 5-star rating or?
He was like, so I felt like your pubes against me, and I was like,
Yep. That's gonna
well,
happen.
yeah, I mean, like, sorry, I just shaved. I don't understand how you could have. He's like, no, but it was like really irritating, and I was like, oh,
I
So-
have never wanted to
Guess you don't
stab
get to
a
come
person
back.
more.
right?
Was
It was
his
like
name Herr Hitler? Because I really want to kill someone.
very close, actually. I'm gonna send it to the chat in just a bit. How close you actually are.
Honestly, Emily and I are
no.
calling this shit like fucking. We're calling it.
Witchcraft.
I'm gonna send it. I'm sending it right
Okay,
now.
wait.
Yeah. It's sent.
I still like.
Oh my god!
No.
Wow, I was very close.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, that name should only be given to gerbils in like second grades.
Right?
Like you
Yeah.
get a second grade class gerbil and you name it that.
We're giving too much information away, honestly. People are gonna guess it.
We're gonna figure it
All
out now.
three of our listeners are like, I know who that
They're
is.
like, that's that.
I'm
Mhm.
ready.
But the worst part of it is that he was roommates with one of my good friends from high school. And so, like, the entire time, this good friend from high school was like, listen, why? And I basically came back like, well, I mean, he fucks me, so.
Right, I guess why not at this point?
Yeah.
And
It's
I
like,
want
it's
some dick.
college.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
I need this.
Yeah. But now I think he's still dating the one girl he dated after me. So just call
Wow.
me Good Luck Chuck, I guess.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, he's still dating that girl, and I am still convinced that he's not fully embracing his sexuality.
Sure.
Happy
fuck.
Pride, sir. I really hope you find the penis you're looking for.
Yes.
Somewhere over the dick rainbow.
Penis. Oh.
Oh yeah.
So, do either of you have experience with, you're like, wait, do you even like having sex with me?
Yes.
I mean, I've dated someone that just wouldn't fuck me. you're just like, hey, you're gonna go back to your place, and they're like, I mean, I am, and you're like, okay.
What the? Okay, literally.
Wait, tell me about this.
Oh no, it was just some guy in college I went on a few dates with, and it was just like after the second date, I was like, all right, like let's hang out, and he's just like, yeah, let's hang out again, and I was like, oh, okay, and then we would like make out and shit during the date, like it was, I don't know, it was very weird. So yeah, I think or he just obviously wasn't into me, and that's fine,
No.
but then stop going out with me.
Right?
Yeah,
the
very,
thing.
very bizarre. So I feel like that was absolutely compensating for something. Like, oh, see, people will see me kissing her, and then I'm gonna go home and fuck my roommate.
Yep. Well,
for
here's
sure.
the thing, cis-presenting men
Sure.
have this innate ability to avoid talking about sex while also initiating sex.
Yeah, it's a conundrum.
It's
Da-da-da-da.
a brain fuck. Conundrum.
It's power, and its superpowers were the worst.
Yeah. Not a
Honestly,
superpower.
I still
But
sometimes
torch.
wish I had a dick.
I mean,
Why?
I get
Just-
that.
So
I
you
just
could
want to
pee in
try
the
to
lid.
suck it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I gotta tell you could suck a dick now. That's
I know, but like I want to suck my own dick.
Sure.
So,
You know,
you
like
have a
I
strap
really
on,
do.
right?
I really.
Hang on, I'm gonna do Amazon shopping real quick.
Okay. Send me a dick. Myself, my own self dick. I'm sorry, this got really derailed, but long story short, yes.
I just fuck any guy who has the audacity to be like, so on your vagina. Let's cover some. I
Right. Yeah, nope. I have learned that I didn't have as much self-respect as I do now. Not that I have a whole lot now. I have a little bit more. But yeah. Moving on.
Oh yes.
Ooh.
Oh, and look at those curls. Good.
I know.
Right?
A little gasp. Ugh.
Mm. That little cube, that little tiny like fucking what's that thing called, a merkin? that merkin on his face.
I love you so fucking much.
I would lick that merc. Okay. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're the
perfect.
best friend
Holy
anyone
shit.
could ask for. Fucking hell.
True.
So, the next the next ex is Count Dracula himself.
Count fuck me
It
up.
was fuck
Counting
me
my
the
ass.
fuck up. So the pros of dating Count Dracula are that he was very thoughtful and kind. He was a great flirt, and he was absolutely gorgeous. Like, ooh, just one icy
me up.
stare, and I'm slip and slide.
He was derelict. He derelicted you.
Yeah, he
Oh
did.
shit.
Cons include that I didn't know we were dating until he saw me kissing someone else and drunkenly stumbled out and was like, "Girlfriend stealer!"
Oh my god.
Girlfriend stealer!
You're like, who?
Where?
You're
What
like, what's the
girlfriend? Who's making out with your girlfriend?
It was the one-armed man.
Fun fact, after we quote unquote broke up because I was kissing another man, he ended up dating my much prettier friend, to make me jealous, and it was kind of weird, but it worked. I was jealous.
Except that anyone has ever existed that's prettier than you.
I think yes, I agree fully. We're not entertaining that thought.
So obviously you had a very long, meaningful relationship with this man. You've got to tell us about the night that you ended up both a girlfriend and cheating and broken up with, or broken up to, or broken up.
This all occurred within the first month or 6 weeks of being in college. So I went to this party house that was just off campus, and I ended up making friends with everyone there, which is fantastic because I always had a place to go.
Nice.
And so he was always there, and he was back for his freshman year, even though he was like 5 years older than me, because he had just gotten back from active duty.
Oh, damn.
Right. And so, like, he is someone who could have talked to anyone, and so, like, that really helped for me because I can't talk to anybody. So he
Oh my god.
and
I like how you're like, I made friends with everyone at the party.
But I also can't talk to anyone.
Anybody.
yes.
Yes.
But it was so cool because that house was like the island of misfit toys. It was, yeah, it was definitely just a bunch of people drinking their way through their feelings, and yeah.
Can I say that's what I called the place under my bed?
Yes, and I would love to live there.
Okay, yes. King Cock is down there.
Oh God, King Cock gives me nightmares. But
yeah, it's really scary.
As long as he's on your island.
Kind of girl.
So yeah, he and I would talk a lot. We also lived in the same dorm because on our campus it was mandatory that every freshman lived in an on-campus dorm. So we were in the same dorm. We would hang out in his room because I had 2 roommates in mine, and I was like, fuck that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we did a lot of like flirting, and like especially when we got drunk, we would like get super like I had to change underwear afterward flirting.
Oh my god, yes.
And then one night we like got aggressive to the point where I was angry and I just left. I was like, if you're not gonna fuck me, then I'm just gonna leave. Sure. So I went back to my room with my 2 roommates, and he drunkenly like followed me back and was like banging on my door. And it was one of those things where it was just like, I'm sure to the onlooker it was like, what are these fucking assholes doing? They are 3 sheets to the wind. But like he came out and he was like, I don't know what you're mad at me about. And I just like pushed him up against the wall, and I was like, I'm so tired of you fucking with me. So like we went up to my top bunk.
What?
And rocked the bottom bunk.
I remember this. This is like can't hardly wait porn.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And so yeah, the next morning he like kissed me goodbye and left. And then like a few days later, like we were still texting. He was like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." And we saw each other and we were like, "Hey, how you doing?" But then we were back at that house. And so I had found this other guy like really cute, and I was like, "Oh, he's like boyfriend material or whatever." And so like I'm flirting with him, and then one thing leads to another, and we're making out on the couch in the living room in plain sight. Like we're not trying to hide this. And this guy was like drinking/smoking in another room, and he stumbled out into the living room, and he's like, "What? Boyfriend or girlfriend stealer? Girlfriend stealer?" And like, I guess that was a thing.
Oh my
like,
god.
liar.
Yeah, and I was like, "Wait, what? We
Be
fucked
like,
what?"
who? I like that, like, just because, like, you had sex with me does not mean we're a thing. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, no, sir.
And I always was like, well, I guess like he's older, so he thought that because we had sex, we were like going steady.
Oh my god.
But like looking back now, I'm like, no.
Is this Grease
No.
Lightning? Like, what does he think this is?
Oh my god.
So yeah, after
Wow.
I was like, yeah, I'm actually going to date this guy now. He was like, okay. And like we were still very friendly to each other. He was very sweet.
Sure.
But the guy that I quote unquote left him for, I wish I hadn't. And we will cover him later in the slides.
Oh no.
Oh my god, I cannot wait. But I also hate him already.
Yep.
So, just to overview this, is there any point in this slide that either one of you can relate to?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Tell
Just
me everything.
no, like the really good flirt thing. That was always
sure.
that just got me. I swear to God, I would probably, if a tree told me enough compliments,
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
probably get a splinter. So, like yes. The girlfriend thing, I never had a boyfriend, so I can't relate to that. Because I just was like, no, I have to leave. Bye. I don't play video games. Yeah, but the flirty thing is like relatable for sure.
I feel like I've had a guy date one of my friends to make me jealous.
Oh.
But I also feel like it was never someone that broke up with me.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Someone
like,
you
I'm
broke
like,
up with?
yeah, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You both seem unhappy, so
Yeah.
let me know when you're done,
Yeah.
and we can all hang out again.
Right. Like this next
yeah.
party is going to be really awkward for you. Sorry.
Right,
Wow.
but not like, I don't know, not in a way that crushed me. I only was broken up with like in high school once, and I'm pretty sure in hindsight he's gay. So
Oh, were you only broken up with once?
in
Then-
high school, because I'm a serial monogamist, you know that. Like,
Yeah.
I there was few opportunities. But yeah, in high school it was one guy, and in hindsight he's 100% gay, and I'm like, oh honey, it's okay.
I feel like you're like a serial monogamist, and I'm just like when you remember David Blayne when he like suspended himself in midair so no one could get near him again for like 30 days.
Goals.
Like that's how I approached like relationships.
I love it.
And meanwhile, I'm like the tunnel of love. It's like, hey, you got 2 fingers? Come on in.
Oh my god.
Fun fact, there is a dessert. I only know this from Great British Baking Show. It's called the Puy d'Amour, and it means like the hole of love, and it looks like a vagina.
I would hope so.
All right, we're making that.
Yeah, okay. Yep. I'm ready to go.
Next party.
All right. Let me find the app.
I love it because we're fighting. Oh yes!
God.
Can I just say, Blayne, as you get into this, thank you for bringing this into my life.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Honestly.
So the next ex is Chucky, and Stephanie and I recently watched this, and it was the best time.
Oh my god, I love it.
It was Stephanie's first time.
It was amazing.
It was a lot of fun. And I like couldn't resist while we were watching it together to be like, so you know this part, like they actually tore the floor up and we're like directing Chucky underneath the floor.
You know how many
She had
people
commentary in real time.
You know how many people I told the facts that you told me to? Like, so do you know, like, did you know this? So, like, this movie is, like, 35 years old. Yes. I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't have all the answers, person.
Like, okay, boomer. And they're like 27.
Listen, DoorDash driver. You know?
I understand other people's food are in your car, but I just saw this movie for the first time.
I just need an hour and a half of your time. God, George.
So I need
the fuck down.
I also need to make a statement about the prevalence of oversized toys when we were young, and how truly terrifying they were, and honestly made me feel like as an adult that was about as tall as I was gonna get.
Right.
Also,
why did everything have to be life size? Who needed that?
No, we don't need that. We just need genitals on a Barbie, okay?
All we needed.
Yep.
I mean, Ken doll, obviously, is what I mean.
Right. I wouldn't mind a vagina. I mean, I as a queer person,
I
would appreciate several different vaginas.
Also, nobody has an asshole? Nobody.
Everyone should have an asshole.
Everybody should have an asshole.
Everybody.
Okay, anyway, continue.
Okay, so the next X is Chucky. And the pros are next to nil because he wasn't boring, I guess.
Ooh.
The cons include that he was foisted on me by my parents to get me to stop dating a guy they didn't like.
Oh, good.
Also, God. He was short and he had a chode.
Oh, God.
No.
Oh.
Also, fun fact, I once pretended to be too drunk to continue hanging out and had to pretend to stumble out of his place.
That sounds like fun.
Can I just say
a lot?
I'm really proud of you because honestly, like one time I pretended to have a British accent for 2 hours, and doing anything like that is very difficult. So I really, I give you kudos for the Shakespearean acting that happened to not hang out with that person.
But I have a follow-up question. Was he like, oh yeah, I'll let her stumble out of here and drive home?
No. So what happened?
I was like, is this him just being like, get out of here?
Yeah, so there was a hangout in his dorm where he was one of those kids who was in the suites.
Sure.
Because of fucking course. So I was in his suite watching a very bad movie. I don't even remember which movie it was.
Oh my God, I wish
and all of a sudden I was like, ooh, I am drunk.
Oh my God.
You are terrible. So
I was like, I need to go home. I'm going to be sick. And he was like, oh, can I help you? Like, and to his credit, he was very much like, hey, let me help you get back to your dorm. And I was like,
I don't think you know what I'm trying to avoid right now.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And so he did because I was stumbling. So he did the thing where he put one arm under my arm.
Oh my God, that's not even helpful.
And I at the top of the stairs that led down to the parking lot of my dorm, I was like, I got it from here. Like, please don't help me anymore. I just really appreciate I'm so happy to have hung out with you. And
oh my God, yes.
Like a liar.
He was like, okay, well, just text me when you're back safe. And so I wouldn't feel right if you didn't let me know that you were safe. And I was like, okay, I'll probably fall asleep. Okay, have a good night.
No.
Oh, okay, bye.
Fuck how you sleep.
I love the fake sleepy voice.
Yeah. So what I did was I texted a friend who was already at that party house, and I was like, so what the fuck's up? And just walked over to that place.
Oh
but
God.
Yeah, dude boy had a chode, and it was was awful. It tasted like I guess a warhead.
When all they do is eat Taco Bell and burritos and Mountain Dew, it's like fucking castor oil coming out of there. It's not a good thing. Also, there's just nothing more disappointing than a chode. I've had a chode. I had one of those.
I've had one.
I honestly have been lucky where I've only had one or two. I think the one that was memorable was like, damn. And I actually think I literally did something similar. I'm pretty sure I was kind of after that experience, I was kind of just like, yeah,
Oh, I'm so sick. I can't hang out. Sorry.
Yeah, oh my god, I gotta go. Bye. I gotta go. I wish like I made like really bad excuse. I gotta go feed my fish. You said you don't have any fish. Well, yeah, I got some now.
Not anymore if I don't keep fucking feeding them.
I have the fish now. Yeah.
No, I love this shit because it's also like, oh, yeah, the chodes you've had to consume in your lifetime to get to where you are now.
God bless the broken chodes.
Oh my god.
There it is. We knew we'd get there, ladies.
Yes.
Wait, is that like allowed to be the title of this fucking episode?
Absolutely.
Like,
broken chode?
God bless the broken chodes.
Yes. Oh, I love that. It's so Western.
Well, we are trying to nail down that country market, so.
That's true. True. Yes.
Track.
I love it.
So here's my question on this flavor, pun intended, of asshole.
Oh god.
So have you, one, ever had to pretend to get out of a situation with a guy you didn't want to be with? Two, have you ever been with someone that your parents was like, yeah, you should date this person?
No.
Oh my god.
Get out of things, absolutely 100%. Parents never knew anything, so they never talked to me.
That's good.
Sure.
Yep.
I never dated anyone. Actually, that's not true. I dated someone my mom liked, but not because of that wasn't the reason. But regardless, I once went to summer camp, Jesus camp, and I came home. I had a boyfriend at the time.
Camp, and I was like,
jerk
that's better.
Camp. It's summer jerk camp. It is true that everyone just masturbates the whole time, so I guess I would check out.
Jerk at camp.
But regardless, I came home from camp. I had a boyfriend at the time, Brant, who ended up being gay. And there was a Martin Luther style list nailed to my bedroom door.
Whoa.
And it was of approved boys for me to date. And my boyfriend was not on the list. And it was all boys that my mom met working at a school like that. So I didn't know any of the boys on the list. Never met them. Didn't know them. Yeah. So that's how I came home from summer camp.
Supposed to go to that school and be like, "Hello, Brandon."
Well,
hello?
it was right.
Hello, my mother.
It was like right. It was in high school, but like she went. Okay, so I grew up in a farm town, so you had like 100 farm schools per one high school.
Gotcha.
So she was a teacher's aide at one of the other farm schools, and she knew different kids than I did, and then those kids were like preppy assholes. So I didn't roll with that crowd. So I, like, when she was like, these are the boys, she's like Mason and Adam and all the other white guy names that you can think of. I was like, I don't know Mason. And she's like, oh, well, you'll love him. He's very handsome. And I'm like, he's a child. It's weird that you have that opinion.
Your mom sounds like Fran Drescher's mom in The Nanny. Like, like a Kmart version in your words. You know?
Yeah, like the Kmart special.
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't end up dating any of those boys, but that was a very strong, beg, we'll say, for me to do so.
Absolutely.
Wow. It's great. I love it.
Look how much better we are for having fucked all of that up.
Right?
Thank God. I mean, Satan.
Praise be.
Praise be.
Oh my God!
Yay! So my next ex is Norman Bates. The pros are that this guy was hot.
Sure.
I mean, he was cute and dorky and sweet in personality. He was constantly doing small things to show me how he felt, which is very sweet. The cons were that his parents had recently divorced and left him with some mommy issues that were really awkward.
Oh, God.
Mostly because he wanted to talk about those issues after we had sex.
Oh, God, again.
No.
Also, he never left our hometown. Like, to this day, has not left.
Oh, God.
Fun fact, we worked together, and every time I took the trash out, he'd play Bill Withers' Ain't No Sunshine.
That's so much work, because, like, imagine if he's somewhere else and he has to run down, get the phone out, put the song on. You're already done, take the trash out at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like-
that's cute, though.
Okay. So how
Also the
long
mom
would it
issues.
continue to play after you came back?
Yes.
Would he let it
Oh.
finish?
No, he absolutely would not. He would just like wait until I noticed, laugh, and then turn it off.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
okay,
Thank God.
okay.
Appropriate. But wait,
Oh,
what?
funny.
Give us like a sound bite of like the post-coitus mommy issue
Ooh,
Mm,
yeah.
discussion.
So first of all, our sessions, quote unquote, were at his dad's apartment.
Nice.
So, just flagrant boys' house bullshit. Like,
Sure.
oh, like all my clothes are dirty. Nobody's washing them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and also just like, yeah, my mom's not talking to my dad right now, and I just don't like. I'm kind of left in the middle, and I was like, oh boy, that's my cue.
God.
I'm
No,
gonna
thank
put my
you.
skirt back on and get in my minivan and go home. Let's go.
You're like, well, this is the worst now, so goodbye
Yep.
forever, I guess.
So I'm just gonna quick jerk off in my minivan, and then we'll do this again sometime, maybe.
That's literally like, this is the exact scene where in What We Do in the Shadows, where she is like, yeah, I'm going to go on holiday to all these places. He's like, yeah.
Yeah,
he-
and then she does.
Yeah, and then she did. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, bye.
Yeah, but he was very sweet. There was one time, it was the 4th of July, and I had to work, and I love how I say it was sweet, and then this is actually just like the worst. So
Sure.
he showed up to my work, and he was like super stoned.
Oh, shit.
And like he showed up to the window and I had to open up and be like, what are you doing here? And he was like, I just wanted to see your face. I like it. And I was like, aw. And he was like, give me a kiss. And I was like, okay.
Oh my
And then
God.
all the girls who were like
no.
younger than me at that point, they were like, aw. And I was like, yeah, he's so fucking high.
Oh. This is literally like if the Fast Times at Ridgemont High was like more modern.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Toxicity.
Yes.
Can anyone relate to any of this?
I mean, I've definitely dated a guy during his parents' marital issues, and you just 100% become their therapist.
Yeah, and I was not there for it. I was like,
Ugh.
I just bought this shirt at PacSun. You really want to get your jizz on it and then insult
Yep.
me by
Oh.
talking about your mother.
Yep.
Honestly, and PacSun, I mean, that was the shit. So this is
Flights
no
are
joke.
expensive.
And also, sir, like I have undiagnosed ADHD and an eating disorder. Can we not talk about your mom? I'm dealing with some shit. I'm 17.
but
Seriously, yeah. And like, I can't focus on this.
No.
I'm already thinking about what I'm getting for dinner.
Yep.
Also, I like how he's saying that the issue is not that he misses his mom, it's that he misses the clean clothes. Like,
Yeah.
that's really fucked up. Like,
That's
yeah, my mom's
loud.
really unhappy, but you know what else is unhappy? These cargo shorts.
My butthole.
Really
because
dirty.
It's dirty. So that's fun.
We used to have a bidet. It was called
Also,
A bidon.
no, tell me about what the bidet was called. Tell me.
Badon. No, I'm just kidding.
Bidet.
I was gonna say I can relate to Ain't No Sunshine because I just love that song. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and I will agree. There ain't no sunshine when I'm gone.
No, when his mom is gone, there ain't no sunshine.
That's one of Henry's bath time songs, so it's ruined for me for life.
Well,
Because it's just like me trying to wash suds out of a screaming toddler's hair, and I'm like, hey, no, sunshine, just fucking let me. It's water. We do this every other day, dude. I swear to God, I worked so hard to make you. I'm not going to destroy you.
Oh my God, yes.
But you know, sunshine.
lovely.
Lovely.
I love. I was like, can anybody relate? And you're like, my son.
Yes.
Well, mommy issues in the making.
No.
Oh, another fun fact about this.
Oh no.
One way I got back at him, and I'm sure he wasn't able to wash this out, is during one of our sessions, I was still like in the very last lingering days of my period.
Oh, I
Yes.
hate that.
Where it's just that brown sludgy stuff.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I hadn't realized that, like, while we were warming up, he was wiping his hands on his sheets that he was, like, so used to having super clean. And so afterward, it was just, like, some of, like, faintly brown streaks on his sheets. And I was like, I'm wearing a pastel skirt. Goodbye.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God, yes.
He never brought it up, so I was like, good for you, buddy.
I mean, been there.
Yeah.
We all have.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he definitely didn't even notice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He's like, I got pussy? Sweet.
Yeah,
Best day of my life.
Yes.
Dad, do you know how to do the sheets?
Dad!
That's the thing. Those sheets were dirty for years.
Honestly, Blayne, he was probably like, oh, that's just my asshole. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
he has no bidet. He does bidons.
Another day in paradise.
He badon'ts every day.
Just bidons.
Diddly don't.
All right, my loves.
Ah.
Oh my God, yes.
So, my next ex.
With the Israeli?
No, can't say what. Blessed be. My next ex is the Wolfman. The pros include that he had a cute smile and he was funny. He was also very big into giving gifts, which I like a lot.
Nice.
So some cons include that he would switch back and forth between really wanting to have sex with me and wanting to stop because he was a good Christian boy.
Oh, God.
No.
Yeah. So a fun fact about this asshole is that I lost my virginity to him in his Chevy Jimmy.
Okay, I don't know why that's
What
not
is that?
the best moment of your life.
What is that?
So it's like a little
Like a sprinkle?
It's not a sedan, it's not a truck. It's
Okay.
like a
It
not a 4x4.
It kind of looks like the Bronco that OJ escaped in.
Oh
There
my
you
God.
go. Thank you.
Okay,
But it was
okay.
red.
Vein. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, at least I think it was.
Damn.
I don't know.
I'm here for it. I'm gonna say, of the places to lose your virginity, if it wasn't in your parents' house, you're winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on this.
I want to also add to that story what was playing in the background.
Oh,
Oh, God.
So
Summer
it,
of 69, tell me.
oh, I wish. So do you remember that band Theory of a Dead Man?
Of course.
What?
That their first
No.
album was playing
No.
No.
while
Oh,
I
God. Okay,
was
this is
cruising my way to heaven.
This
How
is
long? How long
literally-
did it last?
Not long. But here's
So, like,
the thing.
Two songs.
Yeah, yes. I'm thinking like 1.5 songs, maybe.
This is like the opening series sequence of Near Dark. Like, this is literally like, Jesus.
So, here's how I know how I should have known that I was queer, because after I obviously did not get off
Sure.
from penetration, I insisted on just grinding on his dick until I came clitorally.
Sure.
Yes.
As you
We've
do.
all been there. Yeah.
And I was like, this was a successful meetup. Please take me home.
Oh, yeah. Yes, yes.
Country road.
Honestly, to
Take
come
me
at all
home.
when you lose your virginity is a feat.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Oh, God. I didn't fucking orgasm with someone until literally I met Travis. So, there you go.
No.
Sweet angel.
No, I feel like when I lost my virginity, I was obviously raised really religiously, so I was just like a shame fest. And then I was too concerned with my damned soul to be like, did I come?
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're too concerned with your damned soul, the answer is no, you did not come.
So toward the end of our quote unquote relationship, when he would really start switching back and forth between really wanting to have sex, in that he would have his fingers inside me and still be like, oh man, I wish I had a condom. And I was like, well, get one.
Right. You should
Oh my
make
God.
that happen. Police are readily available.
Exactly.
Jesus, literally.
Oh, and not only that, he would try to be like, hey, so your friend seems like a really good guy. You should really date him. And I was like, no, I really don't want to date him. What are you trying to say?
Like, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah. And it turns out that friend he was trying to pawn me off on is super gay. Like, super gay.
Oh, no.
Now, living his best goddamn life, but at the same time,
Sure.
it's like, ooh, buddy, hello.
Oh my
Really
God.
hurt my feelings anymore.
Right. Jesus
So,
Christ. I'm
yeah.
going to kill all these men. I hope you're aware.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will do my best to give you their addresses.
Please. Yes.
You know I need the least of information to find people.
Also,
Yes.
the one guy that broke up with Emily.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't care enough.
No, I do. I do.
Here's the thing. He always said that his greatest fear in life was to be forgotten, and that's the only detail I remember about him.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Like, all right, well, sorry.
That's the best thing ever. Holy shit.
Yep. Couldn't tell you his last name. Doesn't matter. Didn't
Nope.
retain it.
No.
That's so funny because I was like, as I was fleshing this presentation out, I was like I was doing my body count for the first time in a long time.
Sure.
And as I was doing so, I'd be like, okay, that's the number. And then I'd be doing something and all of a sudden it'd be like, boom. Oh shit.
Oh,
There's
wait,
another
one
one.
more.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel the same way when I'm like calculating my debit card charges at the end of the night. I'm like, surely that's all. And then I'm like, oh, and then I got shots. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then, yep. Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought the card was stolen, but it is just me.
Nope.
Oh my God.
That's when I thought I had to be Blayne's wife, and I thought I was the alpha in that
No.
one.
You know, that's me. 100. Oh, I never found my debit card. I had to get a new one.
Oh, honey.
That night I canceled it though. We got back and I was like, well, bye
Okay.
forever.
I don't
And
remember that
also,
part.
I do love the idea of an alpha spending $40.
Yes.
In our relationship, that's an alpha.
$40. This is my woman.
That's like when Travis is like, do you want me to give you money for your nails? And he's like, here's literally $10. What? This is not helpful.
Like, oh, thanks for covering the tip. Now can I have money?
Thanks
Thanks for covering half the tip.
Yeah, the tip for
Really?
one person.
Genuinely. God.
All right, my loves. Are we ready?
Yes. Oh my God. Ah!
Yes.
Ah!
Yeah, this one, ooh, fuck me up. Okay, so my next ex deserves no introduction. This is Brundlefly. And for those who don't know, Brundlefly is the fly from The Fly. Featuring, what's his name?
Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, thank you, Jeff Goldblum. So the pros of dating Brundlefly were that it was a short relationship, and his friends provided free alcohol in high school, so that's fun.
I like it.
The cons were that his breath fucking stank.
Ugh.
He cried and whined when I broke up with him the first time. Then I had to work with him at Rita's. So I was constantly around his surly attitude.
I need to go on a fucking, like, Jesuit mission to this Rita's.
Right?
Honestly.
So much shit. It was like, it's like the home base of so much fucking drama.
Baggage.
Oh, also, what was his fucking name? The one with the mommy issues. Oh,
Yes.
Norman Bates. Norman Bates. He actually ended up having a baby with one of the other girls who worked at Rita's.
It's all the cream. It's all the readily available.
It's a fucking cesspool there. Don't go there.
Yeah, honestly.
Sorry, Rita's. But yeah, his
I'm
breath
not.
stank. He cried and whined when I broke up with him the first time. Then I had to work with him, so I felt bad, and so we got back together. I think it helps move the story along to know that he was a virgin before I met him.
Yes, that does help.
No.
Fun fact, after we saw Jennifer's Body in theaters, he was horny.
Bold.
So like he definitely wasn't watching the movie.
He
Nope.
definitely was definitely a bottom.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
feel like that's a good relationship test. It's like taking a date to watch Midsummer.
Yeah.
It feels like a
So
good
what you get out of that?
Yep.
Oh my god, just looking at Brundlefly is killing my soul. He's so scary.
So like I don't
so
think,
proud of the puke.
pardon me while I burp, I don't think it's a
Yeah,
mistake
you don't
that
want-
Brundlefly and Grundle are so closely related.
For sure.
Oh,
Because I could probably tell you, I could estimate with probably like 98% accuracy that at the time he definitely didn't wash his balls.
no.
And I'll be real with you, I did not go down there very often.
Sure.
No.
Of course not.
When someone has really bad breath, to me, honestly, that's actually, it's an indicator of their general hygiene. And
Yeah.
look, some
Yep.
people, it's not their fault. They have like fucking diseases and shit. I get it. But what you gotta do is you gotta get back in there and get those tonsil stones out. Take a video, put it online, tag me.
On the internet. This is actually just a tonsil stone podcast. We've been building
Yeah,
for
I actually
years.
I also love tonsil stone extractions. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I also think the disease excuse goes for a lot of people who aren't high school boys.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. You're not 75 with advanced periodontal disease. You just have never flossed.
Yeah. You nasty. Ugh. Blah, 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 blah. It gives me a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, that's
literally.
Can anyone relate?
Thankfully, no.
Oh, good for you.
I mean, I've taken a virginity, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that goes as much as you think it will. You know what I mean? You're like, all right.
Yeah. Yep, that's over with.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I think that I am too fucking shallow to date someone with bad breath. I would immediately be like, well, fuck yourself. This is done forever. Thank you.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Fudge Ripple.
How short was the relationship, by the way?
Ooh, yes.
Ooh, I want to say it was like 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
That's a while in high school.
That is a while in school. Once you're past a week, you're like basically married.
Yeah. What I was going to say is it's so funny that you mentioned, you like hypothesized that he's a bottom because that's exactly how he lost his virginity.
No.
I was like, fucking lay back. I got this. Fuck you.
I don't have time to teach you how to have sex right now. Fucking stupid. Go watch
I got to be home by 5. Just get this over
Oh my
with.
god, it's like, just fucking lay there.
Right? There's no way I'm going to come if you're in charge. So just fucking chill, okay?
Okay, yes.
All right, my loves.
Oh my god, oh no, oh no.
Oh my god.
no.
Oh, I know
So,
what this is. I know it.
a drum roll, please, for the most what the fuck X on my roster.
Ooh.
I knew it.
Yeah.
We have, as my last and final X that I do not ever want to see again,
Yep.
the one, the only, Pennywise, the dancing clown.
God.
Oh.
Pros of dating Pennywise are that he was cute and soft-spoken for the most part.
Of course he was.
Cons, he wouldn't say we were dating for like 2 months.
Good.
Like, I remember like being drunk at this party house in college and like we were nearly passed out and I was like, hey, so are we dating? And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay.
well, goodbye.
Well, I mean, if you're still around for a fucking later.
I guess I'll be here.
Right. And this is all while like I could have still been with Dracula.
Oh
And I
no.
was like, I really need to make out with fucking Pennywise
Oof, absolutely
when
not.
Dracula was right there.
Nope.
Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, he wouldn't say we were dating. He had a porn addiction that he was very proud of. Like, he had hidden folders on his computer. And, like, he even showed me the path to them. He's like, yeah, like, I have folders on folders on folders of just, like, saved porn. And I was like, okay.
Weird.
Okay, can I, like, I feel personally attacked. I'm kidding.
Do you save porn?
I don't save porn because
Right.
I don't save porn because I don't want to watch the same thing. This is 2021.
Exactly.
I always look for new things, but here's what I do. I will save good stuff for like a week or two if it's like really hidden spot.
Sure.
But then I
Yeah.
change it up so often, you never know what's gonna happen. It could be girl on girl, could be girl on boy, could be girl on girl on boy, could be boy on girl on girl.
Shame fest of hiding it that deep in your laptop. Like, no.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Also
stupid.
I love that like this is it's so funny how like that does date this a little bit.
Right.
Because just like saving stuff on your computer, I feel like that was what I probably did. I did have a folder in my 20s. I will admit.
Right.
I did have a porn folder in my 20s.
Love it.
Well, and here's the thing, like, this was dated when he and I dated in 2010/11.
Yes.
All right. All right. He's getting
but
more leeway.
He lived in the boonies of Western Pennsylvania where he didn't, like, they could not get his house Wi-Fi.
Oh God,
like,
he did
sure.
it.
He would have to wake up in the middle of the night, go down and hook his fucking laptop up to the Ethernet and download porn that way.
Oh my God, this sounds like me when I was like 13.
Yes.
This is
And
terrible.
like tell me this, why was he a fucking computer sciences major and he didn't have Wi-Fi at his own home?
Okay, you
Well,
know
he
what?
became a computer science major so to give more access to porn.
Yeah. I mean, it all lines up.
I feel
Right?
like he now is the janitor that when I was in college, someone had like a fucking bukkake left on the monitor, and my sweet teacher came in and tried to do a presentation, and it just came up and started fucking on the screen.
No.
Honey, I feel like your sweet
Like-
teacher was watching Bukkake, I gotta tell you.
No, it turned out that it was the janitor was watching
That
porn,
sounds-
and he didn't turn it off.
So convenient.
So it's this guy. Sure.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so in addition to having a porn addiction from the 90s, he didn't take me on dates. He would
Right.
just leave parties toward the end without me.
What the fuck?
Awesome.
Yeah. He ignored me around his friends, and when he wasn't actively making fun of me, he was just plain up ignoring me.
Good.
And he didn't have the courage to break up with me for months because he just didn't feel like it. Then when he finally did, like, quote unquote break up with me, I just called him a coward and he bawled his face off and I hung up.
What a fuck. I've never wanted to actually. I want to do what they did to Pennywise to this guy.
Yep.
Just wait. So the fun fact about this fucking sweetheart is that one night this gentleman sent me a picture of him wearing women's underwear, which in and of itself is totally fine. But he said he found my underwear in his laundry. These underwear were not mine. They were, in fact, one of his 3 sisters, all of whom were younger than him.
Oh no.
So, yeah. Another time, he texted me saying he thinks he'd really like me to put, like, a couple fingers in his butt, which I'm like, sure, fine, great, awesome. What brought this about? And he was like, because I just put the handle of a plunger up there.
Sir,
A plunger.
this is how forest fires start. Okay? How we start forest fires. Gotta be careful.
Up.
I am all about, you know what, put whatever you want in your body, but you know that motherfucker did not sanitize that plunger.
Put a condom on it, or like, was it a wooden plunger?
It was a wooden plunger.
Can I just make up one statement here? You know, when you're thinking about anal, you're usually not thinking, let me put back into my ass what just came out. You want to remove, not add. right?
Oh,
Like, so, anyway, fuck.
Oh gosh, yes.
To asses! From asses to asses!
Ass to ass.
And thrust to thrust.
Oh my god, that's amazing. That's amazing. Honestly, you know what? I think this guy has, like, I always feel like people that make fun of other people are compensating for themselves, and clearly he had a lot of compensating to do.
Oh
So
yeah.
this wow, this is a lot. I know we know this, but we know this story, but it's just so much to like think about it all together.
Yeah, so of all of these X stories, this is the one that Emily and Stephanie know best because we called this man Plunger.
Yes. Yes.
Specifically because of this story.
Yes.
What?
What?
Okay.
Oh boy. So we still have, I think, 2 more slides. Let me get the chime out.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much for following this. Hopefully this presentation helps you spot a horrific partner in the future.
Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god.
So, I want to know from Stephanie and Emily, who was your worst ex?
Oh my god.
I have an easy answer.
I love it.
Okay.
Such an easy answer to this one.
Okay.
So,
you go.
I was once arrested for Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah, I remember this one too.
It was because my boyfriend stole a car and then tried to like pick me up in it.
Oh.
And go to my friend's like Marines party ball. I don't know. It was like when you sign your life away, they throw you a party. It's nice. So we were going to that little schmoozy fest, and Jay came to pick me up, and I was like, you don't have a car. And he's like, oh no, it's my friend's. I borrowed it. And I was like, no, thank you. My other friend was gonna come pick me up, and like, I'll just meet you there. So we ended up like going to this party, and then we went to the mall, and then we went a couple other places, and then we ended up at my friend's house, and we were all just like hanging out and eating ice cream and literally looking like the most innocent humans in the world. And then a bunch of cop cars roll in.
Oh my. Yes.
Yeah, and it's a small town. So my town, I graduated in a class of like, I think 210 was my graduating class.
Wow.
So like if there was a cop car at somebody's house, everybody knew about it. So they pull into my best friend's house, and they're like, there's a stolen car in the driveway. And we're all minors. They had to like split us up and wait until our parents arrived, and it was a whole fucking thing. And obviously Jay stole the car. I mean, easy math on that one. Him and his friend stole the car. And then as they're cuffing Jay and his friend, the cop's cell phone went off, and it was themed to cops. And as they're fucking placing these handcuffs on Jay's arms, it goes,
Get.
And I shit you not, my friend Ashley, who was in the room when this happened, she ended up talking to Jay long after I did. She got into college because she wrote an essay about that night.
No.
And she had like the police report, and it was like a whole thing.
Wow.
So that was literally her college essay, was about the insanity that night. But the plot thickens because I was like, hey, so we probably shouldn't hang out anymore, right? And he was like, no, I love you. And I was like, all right, well, you're going to jail, so it feels safe for me to let you think that this is still happening. Pro tip, don't do that. Because they'll get out on house arrest, and then they're going to show up to your house with a knife and an engagement ring, and you're going to have to be like, yes, you go home and pack, and I will meet you in 2 hours. And then you have to call the police, and then the police have to go arrest him, and then you have to get a restraining order. So that's probably my worst ex. Probably.
Oh my sweet God.
Maybe. So yeah, he was incarcerated for like 3 years after that. And then I hate the way Pennsylvania works because it wasn't domestic abuse. Like, we weren't married. It wasn't anything like that. It was just terrorism. But he's not allowed to leave the state, which is great, because when somebody terrorizes you, you want them close.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
But
God.
H.
but I'm pretty sure he's incarcerated again. I don't think that. And he genuinely had a very horrible life. I mean, the more I age and the more I look at his life, I'm like, oh fuck, he needed help. He was
Yeah.
adopted into a family because they wanted a little girl and they wouldn't split up him and his sister. So
Ugh,
like he didn't have a bed because they were like, well, we only wanted her, so
Oh my
you're gonna have
God.
to sleep on the couch. And then his adoptive father committed suicide 2 months before I met him because it came out that he had been sexually abusing all the kids that they adopted.
God damn.
So he committed
Oh
suicide, and
no.
then they had to move. They were from Georgia originally, and they moved to Pennsylvania to kind of get away from the media storm of it all.
Wow.
And
God.
he was also 100% Native American, and nobody in his family gave a shit.
Yeah.
So he was like trying to find his identity and his culture, and like he wasn't allowed to just like explore it. His adoptive
Yeah.
parents, like his adoptive mother, was just so fucking furious that he existed.
Oh yeah.
But still don't propose to people at knife point. I mean, like I get your life
No.
was hard, but like that makes it worse.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, that's rough. That's very rough. I feel for him,
Not a great
obviously,
No,
but
not a great.
the I will say that the cop with the Bad Boys ringtone really does put a little bit of a cherry on a shit sandwich.
The reason number 1206 that I am convinced that I'm Truman showing.
Yes.
At this
but,
point, I'm tending to believe you.
I genuinely think, you know, how people like, you have main character energy. I think that we're one of those series that every episode follows a different story arc.
Yeah.
And it's just
Featuring
the
one of
three
us. Yeah.
Because I genuinely feel like when you guys have like a wild week, I just weirdly have a chill one.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, they have the plot this week. That makes sense.
Well, and that's like literally like I'm like down and out, and I'm like, you know what? They're like, I know they're just having the best times. They're living the best, and I'm just chill. I'm just like fucking on this couch, just living my best life, but sleeping constantly.
And then the plot will come back. It'll be great.
I have something that isn't. It's not an ex again because I don't really have those, but I have a story of someone that I was hooking up with or like tried to hook up with. And it was just the weirdest situation ever. It was very weird. And I ended up not hooking up with this person for a reason that will become clear. So it was like a guy I was talking to, and I was like, whatever, you know, like I just want to get laid, like that's fine. And he wasn't pretty, like he was cute, but it wasn't anything special, just like whatever. And so he was like, hey, I was like, okay, fine. Do you want to hang out finally? Like, fuck it. Let's just do this.
Do you just get this fucking over with? Like,
we just need to fuck
Can
on.
you just fuck?
Like literally, that's my epitaph. Can we just fuck and it's me dead? Because nobody ever did. Okay, so then I was texting him and I was like, okay, fine. And this is on my like Motorola Razr probably.
yes.
You know, and so he's like, yeah, meet me at this house. And I get there and the lights are like, everything is off. The house looks like abandoned.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, we just moved out. This is our like, I still have the key for one more night.
No, he's a murderer.
House. And we go in and I'm just like super creeped. Like there's no electricity.
Why? Why are you weirded out?
Right. And so we go in and we go to this room and there's like a sheet on the bed. That's it. And I was like, what the fuck? But you know, look, I'm still down to clown to some extent. So
God.
I'm just like real creeped out. And then like he starts like trying to go for it. And I like, look, I didn't know him very well. And I was like, I need a condom, bro. And he was like, oh, I don't have one. And I was like, okay, well then I don't have a pussy.
Right.
Yes. And so which by the way, like a little too late. Like I should have done that every other time. But I was like, crazy. I was just so weirded out, and I literally was like, I want to go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm glad you stay and get murdered.
And it was just the weirdest thing. And then I left, and I was just like, what the fuck just happened? Like this was so strange. And
you narrowly avoided murder.
Seriously.
No, I still know of him to this day, and
Jack the Ripper. I've heard of him.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it's like fucking, yeah. His name is the fucking
You're like, it was Charlie
Samsonite. I was way off.
I was trying to think of what what Dennis Rader wanted them to call him instead of BTK. Like, it was like the screen.
Oh my God.
It was the worst.
He's like, my nickname's not cool enough, bitch.
Such a nerd. And so so that was just a weird fucking situation that I left because I was uncomfortable, and I was proud of myself because normally me would have been like, you want this, so like I'll do it. I
don't know. I think the red flags aligned in your favor that night. Also, Also, can I just say, like, when you were like, yeah, just as we were about to do the dirty, I was like, and I was like, a recent W-2. A recent electricity bill.
I know the real estate agent that helped you with this because I don't believe you.
Yeah, I need anything with your most recent address on it.
It was funny because I think that was like his old bedroom. Oh, wait, the one thing was that before we stopped, he was like fingering me or something, and there was something happening that was like minimal, and I just was like, everything was not correct. And I was like, this is literally like there is no whining and dining. There is like no electricity, a sheet.
Sure.
This is like a crack house. Like, what is happening here?
It's a crack house.
So anyway, it was a crack house in the middle of a very expensive little Jewish community. And that was my weirdest experience, I'd say.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure you and the Zodiac Killer almost got it on.
Honestly, I'm like, I watched a whole documentary, and he did kind of look like him. He did kind of look a little bit like him. He drank a lot of milk, I think, in his apartment.
Between the three of us, I feel like we have enough Exes/encounters under our belts to really create a terrifying Netflix series.
Oh shit, yeah.
Well, it's like they all come back as a zombie army, and all of their worst personality traits are like just worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like communicate even less.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like the one guy is just like leading with his chode, and it's like, God damn it.
The other guy is just made of plungers, actually.
You're like, they're like, faster means harder, right? And you're like, no.
Yeah. He's still got the handle of the plunger in his ass. Like, he died with it in there, and now it's a part of him.
My God. Wait, that's it. That's the show. It's how they all died. They come back that way.
Yes.
Oh my
God.
God.
Is amazing. The one guy died from, like, what's it called? Like, terrible breath, scoliosis.
Halitosis.
I just said scoliosis mouth, and I like that better.
Any Republican can also be just autoerotic asphyxiation. I can't use my words today, but you get it.
No, yeah. His fucking t-shirt got caught, and he choked.
No, the one guy just died of like heat stroke because he went to on a cruise and didn't take the sweater off.
Oh my God.
Or like he didn't realize he bought like a sweater made of Himalayan hair, and like while he's jerking off, he like
has a terrible reaction and dies. Yeah. Yep, I love it. This is perfect. They're all dead.
This is our version of Jawbreaker. Like, this is us trying to.
Any day, babes. I would kill a cishet man.
This was such a fun presentation.
Perfection.
Can we? I just want to think like which one of these. Which one of let's you know what?
What's the final boss?
When we have meetings, sometimes we're like, we start with a win, and I'm like, what if we end with like, who was like the best of all of these? Worst?
Who was the best fuck?
Yeah,
the best fuck was definitely Count Dracula.
Sure, that checks out.
And he was a total, complete, and utter sweetheart, and I will never say a bad thing about him except for the fact that he made me jealous with my best friend or like my good friend. He ended up dying by suicide a few years later, and he was a beautiful man, very complicated, and dealt with a lot of PTSD that he wasn't able to seek proper help for. A fantastic person, and I'll always remember him as such. But yeah, Count Dracula wins every day.
all the
Oh
medals.
my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, that's crazy. This is very, I mean, needless to say, this presentation is, very,
Perfection.
like, I love learning these things about you and these people that played a role in your life, but needless to say, none of them were good enough for you. And I feel like, I hope they're all except for all of them, like, yeah.
I also love the pairings you did. Like the Freddy Krueger
Oh,
wouldn't cut his fucking nails.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
perfection. Norman Bates, mommy issues.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
The hairdresser.
Mm.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
there's all these little stories. This is like chicken soup for my soul. I love it.
Well, thank you both so much. We do have a smattering of listener commentaries that we will post on social media, who listed their exes as horror villains.
Oh, I love
So
it.
those will be shared on our Instagram and Twitter, maybe even a TikTok video, just listing those in succession. So thank you so much for your participation, and thank you both for being my favorite relationship.
Oh my God, yes. What did you say?
I said I love you so much.
Oh my God.
I love you so much.
I love you. I farted.
Yes, you did. I'll snip it.
I can't smell.
My
I just
bad.
have to sniff.
Good Lord. Well, get your fucking vaccines, y'all. Please.
Yeah, get
Just
your
do it.
vaccine.
Just
Jesus
do it.
Christ. Juneteenth being a holiday doesn't mean we don't need to learn all of the Black history and racism and white supremacy in our schools. There's a lot to be desired in what we're doing for the Black community in our country, and making Juneteenth a holiday doesn't even scratch the surface.
I
Band-Aids
would
on
like
here.
to I would like to recommend a book for Juneteenth that's
Ooh,
really
yeah.
good to read. It is called My Grandmother's Hands. It's Racialized Trauma and the Pathway to Mending Our Hearts and Bodies. The author is Resmaa Menakem, and it's a book that was recommended to me that I am very excited to read. And it's about epigenetics, which is the theory that basically marginalized groups have trauma that is genetically passed on through
Oh yeah.
from centuries of abuse, and so it's just I think it's going to be a good read. So, but it's good to read, educate yourself, and don't be a dick.
Don't be a fucking dick.